and look for a return on that investment. So here's the story. About 5 years ago, I received a request for proposal from Iron Ore Company. It came just to CTCA members. They specifically recognized the Code of Ethics of the CTCA and specifically asked that everybody who made a proposal was a member of the CTCA. I took a look at it and I initially discounted it as not being my cup of tea. It was basically a PBX upgrade that had an incumbent proposal already sitting on it that didn't look like it had a lot of the things that I specialize in, such as wireless, fiber backbone, and a bunch of other process improvements that usually are required when you go through these kinds of upgrades. So I almost passed on it, and especially because of the location. Labrador City was their headquarters, and I didn't even know where that was. I knew it was up north, and I knew it was cold. But then I thought of a friend that I'd developed with a fellow by the name of Cliff Roberts, who lives in St. John, Newfoundland, and was instrumental in helping us organize our St. John, Newfoundland conference 2 years before. Hadn't spoken to him for over a year. And I called him up and I said, I've got this opportunity in Labrador City. Where is it? And have you ever been there? And he said, oh yeah, I've been there. They have a wonderful motel that has everything you could possibly want. I said, what is that? Pool table, bar, internet, hot showers. That's it. And I said, okay, sounds promising, but, you know, do you really feel comfortable if we propose on this? And he said, absolutely. And so we did. And after about almost a year of negotiations, we finally got a contract. We premiumed up the project to quite a bit at that time, and subsequently added on about half a dozen additional, I guess they could be called scope creep, but important add-ons that we felt were necessary. Features, undocumented features that needed to be provided. And so the bottom line was, Cliff Roberts and I, Cliff unfortunately cannot be here tonight, he sends his best wishes, but Cliff and I billed, it was actually well over $500,000 over 2 years. And our two SLG partners, a carrier and an equipment manufacturer, who was absolutely not in the running at the beginning, was absolutely pricing their solution way over the client's budget. They both got multi-million-dollar contracts. So we can honestly say that because of the CTCA, because of our networking and meeting at a CTCA conference, because of our ability to work together in a partnership, we succeeded. By the way, another interesting feature was when we were about halfway into the project, my client happened to be coming out west, and I convinced them to drop by our conference in Banff, and they did. And they gave a presentation from the client viewpoint, and I gave a presentation from the consultant's viewpoint about how we saw the project evolving and the value from these different angles. And I thought that added an awful lot to the value of the project, both to the CTCA and to our client and SLG members. And Tracy, you'll recall that fabulous dinner we had there.
All 12 courses.
Unbelievable. Tracy knows his wines. If he's picking up the tab, you want to have dinner with Tracy Fleming, let me tell you. So it was a great project, a great experience, extremely valuable to us. Just further to my comment about friends questioning us for the value that we get for our collaboration and partnering. This project made up almost half of the projects that I have been able to say were a result of my CTCA partnering. So yeah, there's a very substantial return on that investment. And I want you all to really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I do want to mention just a few of the features for the upcoming days. We have an absolute chock-a-block day, starting with the deluxe breakfast here in the morning at 8 o'clock. The President's Welcome, the keynote presentations, and our heavy focus on partnering. Partnering is our theme, partnering for value. And so just about everything we are going to be talking about deals with some form of partnering between end users, clients, and the vendors and the consultant community. So we've got a great set of presentations throughout Wednesday, to be followed in the evening by our client vendor reception, which will have vendor tables, a super deluxe private buffet for us, a private bar for us, and a bunch of very appropriate presentations and bits and pieces throughout the day, including small presentations from our SLG members. Thursday will be highlighted with a partnering presentation by Scott and Eric, and that will be followed then by Henry Dortmund's Blue Ribbon panel on the future of our industry, short, medium, and then long-term outlooks. That's certainly to be interesting, controversial, and very exciting from a number of different viewpoints. We will then have our lunch and our all-important AGM. The AGM this year is really critical for you all to attend, or at least get your proxies in, because we will be having a special vote, as I think most of you know, on our future with our sister association, the CTCA. And then Henry will give a lock note presentation, wrap up afterwards. So we've got a great program all set for tomorrow and Thursday. We look forward to hearing back from you, both informally and when we do a formal survey afterwards, on what you found that was of value here. But the big thing, again, I want to really emphasize is that our emphasis for this conference is partnering. Our emphasis is on networking and building those relationships that can really pay off, as they have for me and a number of others here tonight as well. So enjoy yourselves. Meet and greet, especially the Blue Dot folks. And I'd like to have them come up right now and take a couple of minutes each to talk about their business, why they're here, and how they want to work with us in the future. So, who's got the Blue Dot on? Who's going to step up here?